Welcome back, Diecast OutKast here, episode 61. Sometimes they come back to the 50s. Build I've been wanting to do for a long time is the 55 Chevy from the Stephen King movie, Sometimes They Come Back. The Three Blind Mice put out a Back to the 50s challenge, so what better time than now? I actually started on this build before I even thought about doing the channel. It turned out pretty good. I made my own decals. Put it together, something happened, it looked horrible, so I put it aside and thought I would mess with it later, and the time is now. This movie is one of the ones that you've probably seen and then forgot about, and now that I'm showing you, I'm hoping that you'll be like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot about that movie, I'm going to have to watch it again. And if you've never seen the movie before, I'll have a trailer at the very end of this video. This isn't the exact car, but it's the same one I started out with. It's a mainline 55 Chevy from Hot Wheels. It's a two-door hardtop. I took the wheels from a Matchbox car because it gave it the steel wheels with the Baby Moon hubs. It's lowered, so we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to raise it up a little bit to give it the stance that it needs. Off camera, I drilled it out and tapped it with a 256 screw. This is the style of Matchbox wheels that I used. I really like them for something like this or like a Volkswagen. They work really well and they're cheap. Glass is tinted, pretty good shape, not a problem there. Interiors was white, but I painted it black when I messed with it the first time. Then we've got the body. It's a hardtop car, it needs to be a post, so we'll take care of that. And then it's got all the trim on it. This car was probably a 150 or a 210. So in the movie, the car only had the trim down the middle section of the car, but it didn't have the one that goes to the window. We're going to take that off with a file, and then the one off the front fenders and door. As you can see here, I filed it off, and I'm going to go over it with a Brillo wheel. It's like a Scotch-Brite wheel for a rotary tool. You have to actually hold on to it or it'll go flying across the room. Here's a little snippet from the movie. I'm using a jeweler's saw so I can scribe in some lines for the doors. So since this car was a post car, I'm going to take these cotter pins and I'm going to glue them in here in the side so it'll look like it's a post. Not bad for my first attempt. I'm really happy on how it turned out. The wheels look correct, but it's lowered. We're going to have to fix that. I just lowered the slots where the axles go into with a jeweler saw, then glued it back in. This gave it the stance that it needed to look like the car in the movie. So then I prepped the body and I painted it gloss black from Rust-Oleum from a rattle can. I picked these decals up not too long ago from Kenny Terry. Using my homemade setting solution, I use 1 part water, 1 part white distilled vinegar. This works out very well. I've used it on the past and I have not had a problem since. These decals are killer quality. I would strongly suggest Kenny Terry. This is what the car should look like. And this is what we started with, 1955 Chevy. It's a Hot Wheels mainline casting, 2-door hardtop. This is an extra 3 Blind Mice Invitational back to the 50s. Make sure you look everybody else up, see what they're doing. I've seen a few of them and they turned out good. And this is what we ended up with. 1955 Chevy, Sometimes They Come Back. Stephen King movie car. Alright, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. If you have any issues or questions, just let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Check out everybody else's video. It's going to be a blast. Here's a comparison of the two different 55 Chevys. It's the same car, just one is modified, the other one is stock. And here's the trailer to the movie. I strongly suggest that you watch it. And since I've seen the movie, I've been scared of trains.
The modern master of terror, creator of Pet Cemetery and Misery, comes an all-new excursion to the place where horror comes alive. This used to be a nice little town, but for Jim Norman, it holds a terrifying secret. Now, 27 years later, he's come back with his family. But they won't be alone.
Live and in person, Mr. Norman.
All he wants is a chance for a new beginning.
I don't want to dream! You're dead, man!
Now, the things that haunt him are about to begin. All over again.
Norman, can Jimmy come out and play?
Starting again, isn't it?
Jimmy, what's wrong?
If someone seems like they're in trouble, they probably are. Why are they after you?
They killed Billy, they killed Kate, and now they want me. Seems they're here to finish up some old business, and we're part of the plan. Something's left unsettled. Sometimes they come back.
Matheson, Brooke Adams, Robert Russler, and William Sanderson. Sometimes they come back.
I've been waiting for you, son.